me. I'm the most relevant voice on the planet Earth at age 36, post being the most hated. So don't try to tell me anything. Help me. Help me. Help other people.
Kanye West's latest meltdown could very well be his most explosive yet. And considering his long history of controversial behavior, that's a bold claim to make. Over the years, Kanye has become infamous for his headline-grabbing antics, storming the stage at award shows, delivering bizarre, unfiltered rants, and even launching a doomed campaign for President of the United States. But in just the past few weeks, Kanye seems to have outdone even himself, leaving a trail of scorched relationships and sparking widespread concern among fans and collaborators alike. His recent outbursts have shocked his followers and baffled the public, leading many to ask, what's really going on here? We're diving headfirst into a rapid-fire examination of Kanye's latest controversies, their fallout, and what it all means. For instance, why did Kanye attempt to crash the Super Bowl with a provocative campaign that had people gasping in disbelief? What's the story behind his sudden fixation on attacking Kendrick Lamar? And what about that jaw-dropping confession involving his former protege's ex-girlfriend, which set off a new wave of speculation? As rumors swirl that Kanye's one-time allies are seeking legal action, the stakes are rising. Just how much trouble is Ye in now? And more importantly, is there anyone or anything left that can prevent Kanye from dismantling his own legacy? These aren't easy questions, but they're the ones everyone's asking as Kanye's dramatic spiral continues to unfold. Things began to unravel during Grammy night when Kanye arrived at the red carpet without an official invite. Although he hadn't been invited to the ceremony, he made a surprise appearance alongside his wife, Bianca Censori. Her daring outfit immediately turned heads and fueled plenty of controversy. As cameras clicked, Kanye was caught on video appearing to have an intense conversation with Bianca, encouraging her to remove her fur coat. Lip-reading experts later weighed in, claiming Kanye seemed insistent, yet another moment that added to the growing storm of public attention. According to reports, Kanye's exact words at the red carpet stunt were, "Make a scene," and "Mission accomplished." As soon as Bianca dropped her fur coat, it revealed a completely see-through dress with absolutely nothing underneath. The shocking display made Bianca the first person in history to appear on the Grammy red carpet practically naked. The spectacle didn't stop there. Unconfirmed rumors began swirling that Kanye and Bianca were actually kicked out of the event following the scandalous stunt. Some even suggested Kanye's master plan had been to confront his old nemesis, Taylor Swift, who was nominated that evening. However, officials later clarified that Kanye and Bianca left voluntarily. That didn't stop Kanye from taking a victory lap on social media, where he declared Bianca the most Googled person on the planet Earth and boasted that "we beat the Grammys." Though it's unclear if his claims held water, they certainly made waves. A viral video of the red carpet incident showed Bianca looking visibly hesitant about removing her coat in front of the flashing cameras. A body language expert later weighed in, noting that Bianca appeared fearful, which sparked further speculation. Some wondered if Kanye had pressured her into the daring move, despite her reluctance. The speculation mounted, with many questioning whether this stunt was truly a mutual decision or something Bianca had felt compelled to go along with. But before the dust could settle, Kanye dropped another bombshell that pulled attention away from the red carpet drama. On February 6th, a new interview with Justin LaBoy surfaced, where Kanye opened up about his mental health. He revealed that he had recently been diagnosed with autism and tied this diagnosis to some of his past behavior. Kanye also admitted to stopping his bipolar medication, claiming it allowed him to focus more on his creativity. The following day, Kanye took to social media once again and unleashed what many have called one of the most shocking rants in recent memory. He posted a series of statements that left both fans and critics in disbelief. Kanye professed love for Adolf Hitler, referred to himself as a Nazi, and described himself as a racist. He then claimed to have complete dominion over Bianca, all while publicly voicing support for Diddy by stating, "My support of Puff is completely selfish." In the same breath, Kanye made vague references to uncovering those who tried to out black moguls. This outrageous outburst seemed designed to push the limits of Elon Musk's self-proclaimed free speech policy on the platform. Kanye even gave Elon a shout-out, thanking him for allowing the post to remain up. Ironically, this came after Musk himself faced scrutiny for a highly controversial gesture, an alleged Nazi salute, during a recent public event. Kanye's post only deepened the public frenzy, fueling questions about his intent, his state of mind, and the direction his increasingly unhinged behavior was heading. On February 10th, Kanye made yet another headline-grabbing move. He appeared in a Yeezy Super Bowl ad that left viewers scratching their heads. With Super Bowl ad spots going for an average of $8 million, Kanye had clearly shelled out serious cash for the airtime. But what he did with it had everyone talking. Instead of a showcase of cutting-edge designs or a visionary marketing pitch, the ad led viewers to Yeezy.com, where they were greeted by a single highly controversial item, a plain t-shirt emblazoned with a swastika. To make matters worse, the shirt's label on the website, HH-01, was widely interpreted as a coded reference to Hail Hitler. The uproar was immediate, and the fact that such a stunt aired during the Super Bowl left many stunned. Social media exploded, with some expressing disbelief that Kanye would go so far, while others questioned how it even made it past the network's approval process. Within a day, Shopify announced it was taking down the Yeezy website, citing violations of their terms of service. By February 13th, the fallout extended to Kanye's personal life. TMZ reported that Kanye's wife, Bianca Censori, was filing for divorce, with insiders claiming she was seeking a significant portion of Kanye's multi-billion-dollar empire. The controversies didn't stop there. Just 2 weeks later, on February 27th, Kanye stirred up more outrage by posting on social media that he was searching for jewelers who could craft him a swastika chain. He went as far as to say it had always been his dream to wear such a design. True to his word, by the very next day, paparazzi caught Kanye proudly wearing a swastika t-shirt in public. He called the moment another day of high-quality anti-Semitism, doubling down on his inflammatory rhetoric. For most, this kind of behavior might be considered hitting rock bottom, but Kanye didn't seem inclined to stop. Instead, he shifted his attention to Kendrick Lamar. On March 14th, Playboi Carti dropped a highly anticipated album titled Music, which debuted at #1 and sold nearly 300,000 copies in its first week. The album's unexpected surprise, 3 secret Kendrick Lamar features on the tracks Mojo Jojo, Backdoor, and Good Credit. Fans celebrated the collaboration as a major win, but Kanye was anything but impressed. Just hours after the album's release, Kanye tweeted, "I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti's album." This criticism came as a surprise to many, especially considering Kanye's recent public praise for Kendrick. After Kendrick's record-breaking Super Bowl halftime performance earlier that year, Kanye had called it the best since Michael Jackson's legendary 1993 set. And not long ago, in the midst of the high-profile Kendrick versus Drake rivalry, Kanye had attempted to get involved by remixing a Kendrick track and starting his verse with a clear shout-out to the Compton rapper. The sudden shift in tone left fans and industry insiders puzzled, as Kanye's relationship with Kendrick had seemed, at least on the surface, to be more amicable than antagonistic. Kanye and Kendrick have a history that, on the surface, seemed collaborative and friendly. Back in 2013, Kanye handpicked Kendrick to open for him on the Yeezus tour, a huge opportunity that helped solidify Kendrick's rising star. They teamed up again in 2016 for the track No More Parties in LA, a fan favorite that showcased both of their lyrical prowess. With that kind of background, it was surprising to see Kanye's recent outbursts aimed at Kendrick. From the tweets, it sounded like Kanye was fuming over being left off Playboi Carti's new album. He wrote, "Carti made my favorite music until I heard Kendrick on it," and added, "What I'm saying is not about Kendrick, he's just a pawn." Kanye even claimed that Kendrick's verses sounded like a rapist and insisted that nobody listens to Kendrick or knows his songs. As if that wasn't enough, Kanye started walking back his previous praise of Kendrick's Super Bowl halftime show, saying that he, Travis Scott, and even Drake deserved to perform at the Super Bowl before Kendrick. But then Kanye turned around and called Drake a slur in the same post, leaving fans scratching their heads over what he was trying to communicate. It wasn't just the album issue that set Kanye off. He was also livid about Carti apparently asking Kim Kardashian to collaborate with North West. "Tell my niece North to send me a song," Carti reportedly said, which Kanye interpreted as a serious affront. Kanye tweeted, "How does it look for me to get left off the album and then he asked Kim to have my vocals for my daughter? I held my tongue about being on Carti's album. Him going to my ex to ask my daughter to be on a song 2 days later was too far. Nobody finna play with me. The tweet storm escalated with Kanye threatening legal action against Cardi and calling him a child. Kanye's ire then spilled over onto Cardi's ex, Iggy Azalea, and their 4-year-old son, Onyx. Kanye posted, "Hey, Iggy Azalea, I need to get Onyx vocals on my song. That's my nephew. Oh, and I'm going to rap about one of your businesses." Iggy responded with a plea for Kanye to leave her child out of it, stating, "Cool, I understand the point you want to make. I just say with kindness, and as a mother, please leave my child out of this." Around the same time, Iggy told a shocking story about her first meeting with Kanye back in the early 2000s when she was considering signing to his label. According to Iggy, Kanye spent their meeting playing porn nonstop and even admitted to pleasuring himself during the session. Iggy also claimed that Kanye asked personal questions about her then-boyfriend's anatomy, which she found deeply uncomfortable. The clips of Iggy recounting this experience went viral, and Kanye didn't deny it. Instead, he simply posted, "This is true," followed by a shrug emoji. The response left many speechless, as it seemed to confirm behavior that many would consider beyond inappropriate. Not long after that, Kanye made waves again by publicly calling to free Diddy. Then on March 15th, Kanye released a new track titled "Lonely Roads, Still the Sunshine." The song featured some unexpected guests: Diddy, Diddy's son Justin Combs, and even Kanye's own daughter, Northwest. The track opened with audio of Diddy calling Kanye from jail, adding another layer of controversy to an already chaotic sequence of events. The controversy began almost immediately after Kanye included Diddy, a man currently under heavy legal scrutiny for trafficking charges and facing numerous lawsuits, on a song that also featured Kanye's own 11-year-old daughter. Many were appalled that Kanye would make such a decision, and Kim Kardashian, North's mother, was reportedly furious. According to TMZ, Kim went to great lengths to block the release of the song, titled "Lonely Roads." She sent out cease and desist letters and, sources say, was deeply disturbed by Kanye's choice to involve their child in a project associated with Diddy. Kanye, however, ignored her legal efforts and doubled down, posting screenshots of their text exchanges. In these texts, Kanye escalated the situation by declaring war and bluntly telling Kim, "You're gonna have to kill me." On March 17th, Kanye announced a bizarre new project, a casting call in Los Angeles for what he referred to as an all-male hooligan choir. The performance, intended for his upcoming 2024 track Carnival, was to be staged at Yeezy's headquarters. But the requirements for this so-called choir raised eyebrows. The casting notice specified that participants needed to have a complexion similar to Sean Combs, that no fat people would be allowed, and that they must be comfortable wearing swastikas. Public reaction shifted swiftly from intrigued to appalled, with many calling out the blatant discrimination and the use of inflammatory symbols. What initially sounded like a unique artistic concept quickly spiraled into controversy and condemnation. Just one day later, Kanye dropped an unfinished album titled Bully as a 45-minute video on social media. The video prominently featured his son Saint West and included vocal tracks that Kanye claimed were partially created using artificial intelligence. Ironically, Kanye also expressed his disdain for AI, even as he used it to shape the album's sound. However, rather than causing the kind of cultural splash Kanye's previous album releases were known for, Bully barely moved the needle. Fans and critics alike seemed indifferent, dismissing the album as incomplete and lacking the depth of Kanye's earlier works. It wasn't until March 19th, when Kanye directed his ire toward Jay-Z and Beyoncé's children, that the backlash hit full force. Kanye tweeted a provocative and deeply personal message. "Wait, has anyone seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé's younger kids? They're Ray." No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retired children is a choice. The cryptic wording and pointed nature of the tweet shocked fans and sparked outrage. Though Kanye quickly deleted the post, he later expressed regret for removing it, not because he believed it was wrong, but because he felt it made him look weak. In subsequent tweets, Kanye claimed he only took it down out of fear of losing his account and lashed out at those who believed Jay-Z had forced his hand, writing, "Now that you think that Jay-Z made me take it down, I gotta double down. Fuck Jay-Z and his whole family." The fallout was immediate. Fans, former collaborators, and industry insiders publicly criticized Kanye for dragging the children of his once close associates into his ongoing battles. Social media lit up with outrage, describing his comments as disturbing and disgusting. Even Beyoncé's father, Matthew Knowles, stepped in to defend his grandchildren. In a statement to TMZ, he bluntly said, People pay a price for being stupid, especially in the music industry. As public sentiment turned increasingly negative, Kanye's behavior seemed to isolate him further from his peers, fans, and even his family, pushing him into a deeper spiral of controversy. Jay-Z and Beyoncé kept their silence publicly, but insiders reported that the power couple was actively weighing legal options in response to Kanye's inflammatory statements. Amid this brewing storm, Kanye continued firing shots at nearly every major collaborator and industry figure he's ever worked with. Among his many targets, Tyler, the creator, was not spared. Kanye claimed Tyler never made a memorable song and accused him of copying Kanye's creative style, saying his most recent album, Chromocopia, ripped off my whole language. For Tyler's fans, it was just another example of the disrespect that has often surrounded his unique approach to rap, a point that Kanye's own tweets seem to reinforce. Kanye didn't stop there. He also took aim at Future, writing, "After listening to Cardi's new album, I'm gonna say something I never thought I would say. Future's washed." This swipe caught many off guard, considering Kanye had praised Future in the past. Ty Dolla $ign, a frequent collaborator who had worked with Kanye on 2 joint albums last year, was also dragged into the fray. Kanye tweeted, "I can unwash Future. How could I unwash Ty? He's still got potential," further stoking tensions among his former allies. The most shocking claim Kanye made that day, however, targeted his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. He accused her of being a full-on ex-trafficker for allowing their daughter, North West, to appear in an FKA Twigs music video. Kanye wrote, "I am 100% convinced that my children are in a trafficking ring." This statement set off a firestorm, with Kim reportedly stepping in to cut off North's planned visit with Kanye. She learned that the controversial Tate brothers, recently released from Romanian custody after facing sex trafficking charges, were scheduled to be present at the gathering. In response, Kim had her legal team swiftly call for an emergency hearing, which Kanye reportedly ignored. The legal drama escalated as the world watched in disbelief, leaving Kim to focus on protecting her children's well-being while navigating her ex-husband's ongoing public meltdown. As the situation spiraled, Kanye fled the U.S. on March 24th, heading to Tokyo in what appeared to be an attempt to decompress. Sources close to him claimed he immediately calmed down upon arrival, with insiders telling TMZ that Tokyo's environment helped Kanye feel disconnected from the pressures of Los Angeles. Those same sources suggested that LA might be a trigger for Kanye's erratic behavior, while Japan provided a sense of peace. Despite Kanye's retreat to Asia, the damage he left behind was undeniable. Legal experts began speculating that Kanye's string of inflammatory comments, particularly the accusations against Kim, might open him up to serious legal consequences. Rumors swirled that several of Kanye's targets were considering defamation lawsuits, with Jay-Z and Beyoncé allegedly leading the charge. For Kanye, what started as a series of headline-grabbing outbursts could end up having long-term repercussions, both financially and personally. The accusations against Kim, in particular, raised questions about Kanye's future access to his children, setting the stage for a legal showdown that could determine the next chapter in his tumultuous public life. Not only could the Kardashians consider suing Kanye, but his openly stated connections to white supremacist figures and his involvement with controversial personalities like the Tate brothers might weigh heavily against him in any future custody hearings. Over the past several weeks, Kanye has left behind a digital trail that could be incredibly damaging. His social media posts alone have provided the Kardashians' legal team with a trove of material to present in court. With this wealth of evidence, their lawyers are well equipped to argue against Kanye's fitness as a parent. In the past, Kanye often turned to music as a way to rebuild his reputation after major controversies. However, that playbook may no longer work. His latest actions have alienated some of his most loyal collaborators. Artists like Ty Dolla $ign and Playboi Carti, who contributed to Kanye's last #1 record, have publicly distanced themselves from him. Both were cut from his new project, Bully, marking a significant departure from Kanye's former ability to rally high-profile collaborators around him. It's clear that his behavior has left him more isolated than ever, and the resulting lack of support could prove detrimental as he navigates his personal and professional challenges. Meanwhile, observers are asking whether there's anyone in Kanye's life who could intervene and stop his downward spiral. With a net worth still estimated in the billions, Kanye remains a powerful figure, making it difficult for anyone to exert meaningful influence over his decisions. According to Kanye's own statements, the only person he seems to admire now is Diddy. Yet Diddy's own legal troubles complicate this dynamic. As Diddy prepares to face trial over serious allegations, there's a chance that his case might cast a new, harsher light on Kanye. Kanye's vocal support of Diddy's innocence and his ongoing public association with him have raised questions. Could this trial unearth deeper issues involving Kanye? Might it reveal skeletons in his closet that have so far been hidden? As Kanye spends time in Japan, the big question remains: will this retreat offer him the clarity and peace he needs to heal, or is it merely a temporary pause before a continued fall from grace? Only time will tell if Kanye can break free from his self-destructive patterns or if his downward trajectory will grow even more tragic.